this is commonly misunderstood. And this idea of low-hanging fruit can often be distracting. And it leads us to focus on trying to do something that's easy and quick, but doesn't really matter. And that is really not how you do sustainable change, right? That'll sort of maybe get you feel good for 30 days or 60 days, but your effort is going to be shut down a year from now when nothing really that's important has come out of it. The whole point of transformation, the whole point of change, organizational change, is impact, right? You do not want to do what I call digital for its own sake, right? You don't want to just sort of say, oh, let's do something with generative AI so we can say, look, we're being digital. Let's find some low-hanging fruit to throw at it. What you need is, if you want to maintain support for transformation and change in the long term, you have to move the needle, right? You have to do something that actually makes a difference that matters on the scale of your whole organization, right? So what I think is most important at the start is not about finding the easiest thing to do, the low-hanging fruit. It's about finding the people or the part of the organization that is most eager to change, where there is the most urgency, right? And this may be that part of the company is in trouble. I've seen that for some organizations. It may be that it's just a part of the organization that's very forward-looking and aggressive and has a very sort of entrepreneurial spirit. But you find that part of the organization. Don't try to convince everyone at the start that everyone's going to change everything. Find the people or the teams or the part of the organization where there's an urgency and say, yes, we really are ready to try something different. We're ready to embrace a different work model, try some different approaches. Okay, and then with them, you want to find out for that part of the company, what are the biggest problems? What are the things that truly matter, right? These could be problems for the customers. It could be problems for the business. Maybe you have a problem with customer retention, right? A lot of your customers are defecting every month. That's extremely costly. I was talking with a company in financial services that I was advising, and one of their big problems is fraud, right? They don't have a good enough national identification system. And so their KYC efforts are too porous. And so they have a lot of people creating fake accounts. That's a real pressing business problem. Maybe you have a problem with your customer experience that your customers are very unhappy about, right? Maybe you have a problem in terms of the efficiency of your warehouses and your fulfillment centers if you're an e-commerce company. So you figure out what's something that really matters to the business, right? Where if you can make a difference, everyone's going to say, hey, this was really important that you did this work. And that's what you pick and you focus on, and you start looking to new digital solutions that might help you address that problem. And you're not going to know which one is going to succeed out of the gate. You're going to have multiple teams taking different approaches, trying to solve that problem, but moving very quickly and in a much more rapid fashion than the way the rest of the organization moves. And that way you'll be very surprised how quickly you get to something that really makes a difference. And then people will start to see in other parts of the company, and this is what I've seen time and again, they say, hey, that part of the business just really made a quick turnaround or launched a product much quicker than we ever launched products, or they revamped their fulfillment centers. They did something that really made a difference. It's improved their numbers. Everyone's excited about it. I'd like to try to think about how we could operate a bit differently too. And you start to expand that circle out, and then the change starts to happen a little bit more of the business, a little bit more,